Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host. So Trinidad and Tobago, remember viewers, we are on social media platform, Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. Like and share. Also on YouTube, it's TT Real Talk. Subscribe and you would know when we go live. So Trinidad and Tobago, Finance Minister Devendranath Tandku is currently in New York this week for the bond show, as the government intends to borrow up to $1 billion US on international capital market. In a legal notice issued, Tandku said the government had appointed JP Morgan Securities, LLC and Bank of America Securities Inc. as joint lead managers and arrangers for the issuance. The legal notice said the bond would be issued under External Loan Act, which allows for money to be raised externally for general development projects and to repay previous loans. It will be raised through the international capital market, where government issues bond or notes to large global investors. So Trinidad and Tobago, if we do get this $1 billion US, let's just say majority of this will be going to pay outstanding fees. Yep, outstanding fees. In other news, the Prime Minister will not attend the Energy Chamber Conference next week, having declined its invitation to be the guest speaker at its annual event. In a blistering attack on the energy sector or chambers, PM Kamala Persad-Bissessar accused the body of serving foreign multinationals. She said she does not believe the current energy chamber represent state-owned industry companies, business, or contractors, describing its conduct as self-serving and harmful to citizens and the country. Now, Trinidad and Tobago, that is her words, That is her words. Remember that we didn't say it, her cabinet didn't say it, she said it. And if this is what she believes, well, she probably have grounds, she probably have documents to back up her statement in making a strong statement such as this. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we are going into some current affairs now. Opposition Senator Faraz El-Rawi has requested or questioned whether the Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar is the leader the country deserves, expressing concerns over what he described as an increasingly troubling tone in her recent public statement. He was speaking ahead of today's Senate debate on a zone of special operation legislations today. Listen to this.
The statements are unhinged. They don't demonstrate a confidence in the democracy and rule of law of Trinidad and Tobago. They are far away from the tenets of law that all of us know. I often reflect, having come out of government myself and having sat as Attorney General for many years, whether I or anyone in my political party or anyone else in Trinidad could get away with the statements that are being made, and the answer is no. So I am deeply concerned.
El-Rawi said it was him who drafted the Zone of Special Operation legislation in 2017, but said there are serious constitutional issues with the law, knowing to the Prime Minister, which is why the then PNM government did not advance the law. El-Rawi.
But here is where you have to step back and say what is best in the interest of your country. And therefore her statements don't really show a confidence in a belief that rule of law has a place in this country. And I would honestly prefer that the Prime Minister reins herself in, because I don't think that it bodes well. You can be confident in your discussions. There is a great amount of admiration you can have for strong people. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa is a strong person, but this version of her doesn't inspire confidence for me.
So Trinidad and Tobago, he took issue with the Prime Minister's recent criticism of independent senators, as well as her condemnation of the Energy Chamber, which she described as self-serving, greedy, and acting in a manner detrimental to citizens. Now listen to this one, viewers.
Our economy, our standard of living depends upon the oil and gas sector. The Energy Chamber includes the partners in the energy upstream and downstream, horizontal and vertical relationships. Who's there? BP. Who's there? Shell. Who's there? The energy players in Trinidad and Tobago. How does Mrs. Prasad Bisesa purport to celebrate Dragon and its OFAC license when your partner is Shell? Coquina, partner is Shell. Mannequin, partner is Shell. Exxon in the ultra deep. Is the ultra deep in partnership with the Energy Chamber?
So now, viewers, Al-Rawi reminded the public that it was the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, who renegotiated the country's oil and gas for a greater share of revenue. Al-Rawi.
We were getting 53 cents out of every $100 was Trinidad and Tobago's take in the oil and gas industry. Dr. Rowley managed to bring Shell and BP to the table in a voluntary arrangement for them to give us by far more dollars out of the $100 for the benefit of the people, which is why our oil and gas revenue is still consistent even though our production is lower. So saying to the Energy Chamber, including your international partners, that they are greedy and that they are otherwise, they are dangerous statements at a time when investor participation and confidence with who you have here, forget foreign investment coming from elsewhere. Shell is the largest player alongside BP, and they are members that participate in the Energy Chamber.
Now, Trinidad and Tobago, like I said, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago presently, Kamala Prasad Bisesa, she must have some sort of document in order to back up her statement, because I doubt very much that she would go on a platform and make such strong statement without having any sort of document to back up her statement. I want to believe that. Because if you go to criticize the energy sector in Trinidad and Tobago, the chambers, trust me, you are really, really insulting international oil and gas companies, especially Shell, BP. They are big players in the oil and gas industry in Trinidad and Tobago. So viewers, let's hope that in the coming days we're going to see why she made those statements. Hopefully, let's just wait and see. But it's strong, trust me, it is strong. So we go to some other news now. Independent Senator Dr. Marley Natters is defending the role and integrity of the independent senators, stressing that their constitutional duty is to act without political affiliation or direction. This after Prime Minister Kamala Prasad Bisesa questioned the independence of the independent senators, suggesting they impartially could be influenced by the fact that they were appointed by the president, aligned with the People's National Movement, PNM. Speaking on Tuesday ahead of the debate in the Senate on the law reform bill, Dr. Atta has described the PM's comment as unfortunate. Listen to this.
The 9 of us bring our individual professional perspectives to the table, and it is that cross-fertilization of those independent perspectives that allow us to represent the interests of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, which is what we were constitutionally appointed to do. We weren't appointed, by VAP, so to speak. The Constitution does provide for professionals to be appointed by the President and not by this President. That has been in our Constitution for many years. So, as I said, it's unfortunate that we're labeled that way because we do put a lot of labor behind the scenes, and when the stage lights go on in the Senate, we do stand up and represent the population.
So viewers, commenting on the Prime Minister's statement of the Energy Chamber being self-serving and greedy, this is what the doctor had to say.
Think that since many of our eggs continue to be in the energy basket, we should temper the language so that we don't inadvertently run investors, so to speak, because we still are separate and apart from the conversations around Dragon, and we know that those conversations are in a flux. Separate and apart from those conversations, we're having other conversations around other fields in the energy sector, and we do need support from both local and international investors to help us realize some of those returns.
So like I said, the only thing we could do now, Trinidad and Tobago, is to wait and see how this plays out. If the Prime Minister is going to bring out some sort of document to back up a statement, if it is false, if it is real, but at the end of the day, like I said, I really want to believe that she have some sort of documents to back up her strong statement. I really want to believe that, viewers. So here it is, we're going on to Central Bank now. The ongoing trial of a lawsuit over the collapse of insurance giant Colonial Life Insurance Company, CLICO, has been put on hold for a week as the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago and the former insurance giant current management mull over its future. Lawyers representing the Central Bank and CLICO saw the adjustment or the adjournment last week after Attorney General John Jeremy announced plans to end civil litigation over the collapse of the insurance company and its parent company, CL Financial. The application was considered and approved as the trial was set to continue before High Court Judge Robin Mohammed yesterday. Feedback on the future of the case is expected to be given when the case comes up for hearing next Monday, January 26. The lawsuit is seeking to hold the company, deceased former chairman Lawrence Dupree, his company, Dalco Capital Management Limited, former CLF executive, and his company, among others. They are accused of mismanaging the company's income and asset to detriment of policyholders and investors. I'm going to tell you something, this is a real thing, you know. This is a real bacchanal story in Trinidad and Tobago. But speaking in the parliament last Friday, the AG said the state has incurred between $3 to $4 billion in legal and administrative costs, in addition to the approximately $28 billion that was expanded to the bailout of CLICO and the CLF group. Listen to this.
To date, however, somewhere in the vicinity of about $3 to $4 billion over and above that $28 billion have been spent on matters relating to the collapse of CLICO. But you know how many people have been charged? Not one single person. None.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I guess we'll have to wait until the 26th to hear what comes out of this and ongoing battles. Viewers, we have a short commercial break, but stay locked on. More about the radar when we return.
be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, Meteorological Service could soon have a new radar technology at its disposal. This was announced by the Minister of Public Utilities, Barry Padarat, while speaking to reporters at the regional workshop on weather forecasting and the Hyatt Regency on Tuesday. He noted that the ministry is parenting with the Caribbean Meteorologists Organization to ensure that meteorologists in the region have the best resources to make forecasts. Listen to this.
I think partnering with the CMO will allow Trinidad and Tobago to further enhance our involvement, not only locally but also regionally, in terms of equipping ourselves and the region with a greater integration of the use of technology that will inform the science that is needed for some of the projects going ahead. The radar is just one of them. Next week I will meet with the CMO and other stakeholders to see how well we can work out a work plan for the rest of the year in terms of advancing some of the solutions that we want to implement.
So viewers, I feel this is really overdue now. Yeah. If we had to be ahead of the game, we need proper equipment. We need the technology. that would drive the passion of those weather people. Trust me, we really need it now. 21st century with old 19th century technology, nah, it wouldn't work. We need a change. Meanwhile, Minister Padarat says a decade of, same thing I was saying, a decade of neglect by the former government left a water treatment plant in despair. But that era comes to an end. Listen to this.
I have given WASA a timeline of 6 months. They're going to make a capital investment to upgrade the Freeport water treatment facility. That facility would put additional water into the grid and therefore will service those areas that are currently receiving a challenge.
So Trinidad and Tobago, he said, WASA is experiencing challenges from Beetham to Cedros, and Central Trinidad is the hardest hit, in which WASA now has a deadline to address the matter. But Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully, like I said, hopefully things are going to change at a speedily rate in Trinidad now. The government has settling since April to January, April 2025 to January 2026. And by now, viewers, they would have known the extent of work that is need to be done in Trinidad and Tobago, about the refinery, about WASA, about T&Tech, the banking sector, the US dollar, the capital market, the unemployment market, the strategies, crime. Hopefully now, hopefully from February, I am hoping Trinidad and Tobago that we are going to hear a different rollout. Listen to what I'm telling you. Hopefully from February 2026, we are going to see a different rollout of the UNC government in dealing with things in our country. Hopefully. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Said. Great program as usual from a great soul. Many people on the ground, many of your supporters, and a lot of citizens in this country do not support that zone of security that they're talking about. That's a dangerous
Yes.
that they're going to pass. Very dangerous.
Yes.
For instance, when you look and see how the country is run today, you swear we are in the 19th century with a bunch of notorious dictators that we had in the 19th century. Very sadly, Mr. Said, here's where we are. This is the citizen, intelligent citizen like yourself saying this in the country. Very sadly. Look, it was said on your program, you know that day one when they arrest those, as they say, under the SOE, they arrest those gang leaders and things. You said not one of them will be charged. This on your program, way ahead of the game. Today, you see that they give them until month end to release all of them. Not one of them charged. And it was also said on your program, they all will be enriched. They will be lobbying the president. They have to get money compensated for wrongful arrest. So I hope the dictator of this country that we have presently is looking on and see what's happening on the world stage. It have a lady here who seems to be a notorious dictator. She best friend. Watch and see what Europe, NATO, is doing to her friend. One man stand up, just like you. One man stand up in this country for the voiceless and the weak. They call him Macron. And Macron is backing up. He already have mobilizing troops to go to Greenland and mobilizing troops to go to Greenland. So let's see what will happen. That fella will have to back down. You standing up for the poor and the weak. So with this bill they want to pass, you know what can happen? They could lock down your zone, the whole Ashagona Spirit, and say, boy, then the police, knowing the police we have in this country, who they don't care they are criminals. They will come into your home, look at your vehicle, they will ticket you, they will do all kind of wrong things. And they're fixing that, So Mr. Said, we will follow up on this. Great work. Mr. Said, keep up the great work you're doing. God bless you on your program.
Thank you, my friend. Now, if there's one thing that is always say Trinidad and Tobago, I, Saieed Ali, am not one of those ordinary individuals that you could walk over. I am a human being, yes. I am a father, yes. I am a businessman in Trinidad. I am a businessman on the international market also. We have a finance company running. As a human being, yes. Some say, Saieed, you're in the 1% bracket. I just drive Porsche, I just drive Range Rover. I'm a licensed money lender. I just dress proper. But apart from all of this, I am a successful businessman in Trinidad and Tobago, yes. With business in Trinidad, in Guyana, and very soon Panama. I am an individual you just can't walk over. Because of the fact that I just do spiritual work and I just tell people that. You cannot just walk over me. I will drop stumbling blocks in your way through spirits. So I am not one of those ordinary people that is beyond television. I stand firmly for what I believe in. Very firm. As I always tell Trinidad and Tobago, even the Bandit Association, if you want to come after me, not a problem. But just know the individual you coming after. Because when they come at my son, I didn't hesitate, I didn't think twice, I do what I had to do. And I am standing as a citizen of this country for this country. And I just tell people, I do business who you are. You created what you wanted. But not because I am standing for the better of Trinidad and Tobago and you are at a high position, you feel you could just walk over Saieed or you could send somebody to do Saieed something. No. I will get to the root of it and send something straight to you. However it ends with you, it will be your fault. Whether you end up in an accident, whether you fall from your banister, whether you fall in your while taking a shower, that will be on you. One thing I gotta tell people, when you hear interfere with me or my family, there's a saying that people is use, don't take God out of your thought. You know why this do? I'm going to tell you why this do. I just say, Lord, forgive me for what I'm going and do. That is what I just say. I just say, Lord, forgive me, but I'm going to use the ability you give me. And I deal with it. However you end up is your problem. I never say come at me. I never say try and make an attempt to kidnap a family. But if you want to come and you feel you could come, well then you are welcome. You know, when you have a bad dog in your yard, you said it's like to give examples, so you know the kind of person I is. When you have a bad dog in your yard, a pit bull or a Rottweiler, when you jump your fence, the dog don't wait for the owner to say attack, The dog does attack, you know why? He knows his compound. And he knows the individual that does be in his compound. He knows the scent of the owners. His job is to guard that compound that he is in. So when you jump and you come in there, and unexpected, unwanted scent an individual, the dog will deal with you. So when you come in my domain, expect to be dealt with harshly. Harshly. Call a good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Said. How are you going, mate?
I good. Go right ahead, you're live.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me just run through my issues.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Shahid, I'm still looking at that whole list of things where they published where they're going to charge people for their motor car, right?
Yes.
First of all, I don't know what is behind this tyranny, this obsession with people motor car, boy, Mr. Said. It have two things there, right? Where they talk about if you have unauthorized letters and numbers on your motor car, that is $2,000 or something, but you're getting 3 days to fix it. And then they're talking about unauthorized lights in the back or front. Now hear this, right? So if you put a for sale sign on your motor car now, you're gonna get a ticket? And you put your number.
Oh, that's not what you're saying.
If that is how you live, buy and sell motor car, you're gonna get a ticket.
I understand what you're saying.
If you put transport, call 555-555, that's a ticket.
Yes.
I don't know what it is going on with these people, and right now they're debating in the parliament whether to give 3 days or 10 days. They need to repeal that whole Motor Vehicle Amendment Act.
Correct.
But in some way, because it is tyranny. There's no other word for it except tyranny, and it is the last thing I expect from the UNC, which said that it was going to do better, but it come and it do 10 times worse.
Correct.
Because in the budget, they say, oh God, PNM was looking for $100 million of ticket. So we're looking for the $100 million too. We're looking for $200 million. You see how Eli does lie?
You had heard him on
So I would like if you could get some clarification on that, because right now I have a full fuel trying to put up on my car. And if I tell me I'm putting up that, I don't know if I had to walk with a copybook page and hold it by the windshield. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Madness going on with these people. If somebody give you an invitation to attend a function in your village, you and the person to really pull your little beef, your little gripe, but the person give you an invite now. You don't have to call some of the people by your yard. You could respectfully decline. If they ask you for a little contribution and you don't have it or you don't want to give it, you don't have to cut down the people. So now, the Prime Minister now gonna say, oh God, Shell, oh, come and sit down and be dressed up. After she well cussed them about eat a food. You think, I don't know what is going on with this woman, you know. This woman has lost her mind, boy. I don't, and I see the people like Narayan Singh and Shivana Sam and them with this hooking up child and thing in that government. Mr. Saeed, the people is boiling it. Last point. Mr. Saeed, who it is going and full Mulchan Suchan road with concrete and gobar? That is how Shagwana's Bar Corporation full fixing road now?
Yeah.
Concrete and gobar? Oh God, Mr. Shahid. Oh God, no. Do something with Fiat for me, please. Send him in the market to sell aloe or something for me, but that is shameful and pathetic. I cry shame on them that your office is right there and you patching road in this day and age with concrete and gobar. Good evening, Mr. Shahid.
Thank you, my friend. You see Trinidad and Tobago, you see this whole ticketing system thing that they bring out? I'm going to tell you something, it's a waste of time. I'm telling you. 1, revenue generation. 2, you're killing the poor people slowly. 3, you're killing the income. You're actually killing the income. Like I said, 3 days and 7 days. It makes no sense. No sense. They give you a ticket of $2,000. You have 3 days or 7 days to fix the problem. When you fix the problem, you go to the police station, report to the officer. Then the officer now will send a request to the licensing office within 24 hours. If that 24 hours pass, and that officer don't send that request because of the vast amount of ticket they give out, what's going to happen to you? You got someone to go to court? Or, if a warrant is due for you, police coming and breaking down your door to carry you for a $2,000 warrant. You had a bad door for $5,000 now. So, like I said on a previous show, I have no idea of who is giving these people in transport the idea to come up with these, the word I want to use there, boy. These crazy, crazy fines. And for a big man like Eli, you come up on a media platform now to tell Trinidad and Tobago one thing when others say another thing. Kamala made a statement. She eat every word. Eli said when they was campaigning, they then had access to all the data. So from April 28th to December 24th, 2025, they had access to all the data. And what they did, they increased traffic fines between 50 to 100%, some cases 150%. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. They failed to realize Trinidad was in a recession for the last 9 years. Clunging but asking Kamala them where they getting the money. But Kamala didn't ask the people, how are you managing? See the difference? You see the difference? When she was campaigning, she using the term the poor people. The poor people. The people poor. People working between 3,000 and 5,000. Groceries going up. Gas going up. Diesel going up. Campaign, watch me now, lyrics like that, you know. Lyrics like that. Now the Trinidad and Tobago citizens decide now to give them a chance of the power to run Trinidad and Tobago. And what I do, they eat every word. This is relating to traffic fines. Eh? So I want you to understand that clearly. This is pertaining to traffic fines. It have other things I will touch on as the week is coming. Weeks is coming. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, we the citizens have to face it. We the citizens. They already got their increase in salary. They already got their increase. But, you know, a long time people used to say, where there's a will, there's a way. And on social media these last few days, people are starting to uproar. I've been noticing. People are starting to uproar. People are starting to make noise. Yes, they're doing some good, but at the same time, understand who gave you the power to be there. You beg for a chance. But let's see what will take place from February coming. Mark my words. February coming, let's see what will take place Trinidad and Tobago. Viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. Stay locked on. When we come back, we're going to hear what the Archbishop Charles Gordon has to say concerning social media. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
Welcome back.
So welcome back to Real Talk viewers. Catholic Archbishop Charles Jason Gordon is calling on legislations to keep children off social media. Speaking at a press conference on Monday, he called on the government to consider going the way of Australia and banning access to social media to persons under a certain age. Archbishop.
I will propose that social media is far more addictive than alcohol. In testimony in Congress, the giants and the leaders of tech said we create the algorithm specifically to create long-lasting media exposure and engagement, and to bring the person back the next time and the next time and the next time. They've created it to be addictive.
Now, trying to make out tell you this, as a parent, when you give your child a phone, you give them access to the world. You give them access to the world. But at the same time, you can restrict. You can restrict what your child view on social media. Now, technology is leading today's market. And a child need a phone, a computer, a tablet, in order to tap into the world of knowledge. So yes, you can restrict your child from going on the internet. You don't need a government legislation for that. You as a parent could do that for yourself. I did it. I did it for my two sons and it is working. Meanwhile, he commended the government on its tough stance on driving infractions and said, it is not about punishment, but reinstating in lawlessness. He also spoke on the age limit for drinking and gambling that was recently introduced under the UNC-led government. Archbishop, one more time.
We have become an indisciplined society. And that pushing that lever has forced all of us to come to discipline in a very different way. The second thing they did recently was introduce an age limit for gambling and for alcohol, and saying the children under 21 cannot do gambling or alcohol legally. And then putting a tax on alcohol for any adults who want. We're not stopping you, but you'll pay a premium price if you want to use alcohol because of its addictive nature.
We understand how that goes, viewers. Nevertheless, let's see the outcome of that. We talk about carnival now. With carnival season in full swing, crowds and festivities can also bring increased security risk. Lead instructor at the Firearm Instruction Regional Association, Brian Carut, is urging the public to be more aware of everyday habit that could lead them vulnerable. A common example is interacting with others while letting your guards down. Listen to this.
So somebody come down and ask me the time. Quarter past 5. Have a good day. I put a defensive barrier between us, so I have offense or defense, and also have visual, because she made the distraction.
Another everyday habit for some is carrying your phone in your back pocket. Mr. Karut also warned against this.
You have now opened your house door and allowed person to enter. Your personal information, your private pictures and family memories that you may have, your banking account, and whatever information that you may be deemed sensitive will be there. It's the day of technology. People hack your phone.
Now, viewers, the leading film instructor urged members of the public who plan to participate in this year's carnival festivities to be more vigilant of their surroundings, meanwhile displaying the lift and legacy of Calypsonian Dr. David Michael Rudder. The Trinidad and Tobago Carnival Museum launched a tribute to the local legend over the weekend titled David Rudder, a contemporary co-founder and director of the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival Museum. Rosalind Gabriel described Dr. Rudder as a keeper of memory. Listen to this.
Dr. Rudder, tonight we celebrate you not only as an artist, but as a cultural guardian. This exhibition is our way of saying thank you, not just for the music, but for the meaning. It is also fitting that this tribute takes here inside the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival Museum, an institution born of love, determination, and an unshakable belief that our culture deserves to be preserved, honored, and taught.
So, Trinidad and Tobago, we have some news here, but what I want to take you to is story 9. A homeowner in Pleasantville. This coming carnival and before or after carnival, we really want you to be aware of your surroundings, especially homeowners. A Pleasantville homeowner, Kirk, I will only mention his name as Kirk, faced off with an intruder at his residence on Tuesday morning. His German Shepherd wasn't holding back and notified his owner of the intruder's presence by constantly barking. Speaking to the media, Mr. Kirk explained how the chain of events unfold. Listen to this.
Well, this morning I was interrupted by my dog barking and making some growling sounds, and when I watch him, he trying to indicate to me, well, something wrong. Because I opened the sliding window there and the dog just barking and watching that direction. And I see a shadow over my son's bedroom. And I saw the shadow over my son's bedroom. I know somebody there. I'm going to take up my cutlass. I sneak out to the front here and go to the back. And I meet a man peeping through my son's bedroom.
Mr. Kirk said he attacked the man and shouted for his son to call the police. Together, they kept the man at bay until police arrived. He also mentioned that this was not the first time his dog had saved him from uncertain circumstances. Listen to this.
When I attack him, he fall to the ground. I tell my son go for rope and we tie him up and I end up tying him up. He like go the dog start to bite him up and my dog is a good dog. My dog saved my life just like how he come stand out for me this morning. A wall fall on me when I was building this house and nobody couldn't get to me. You understand? It's the dog who alert the neighbors that something wrong and he's a bad dog. And he went to the back to make the ambulance come to pick him up. So this dog, I go and buy some barbecue now for it.
So Trinidad and Tobago police are still working on identifying the individual that, let's say, jumped the man fence and was in a place that he's not supposed to be. Now I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. A dog in a compound is a very, very beautiful thing. I will tell you that. I have some Rottweilers, some King Rot, as we would see. And sometimes I spend up to 5,000 on my dog for the month. Vet visit, booster shots, chow, because I love my dog. Now, the dogs that I have, King Rot, when they hear his 2 foot rest on my shoulder, trust me, the big guy is over me. He's over me. When his 2 front foot on my shoulder, he's over me. I love dogs. And that is why I tell people, when they jump my fence, trust me, you're staying right there, you know. You're staying right there. You're staying right there. If you play hopping like a kangaroo, what Gary used to say, 1 shot, 1 kill. But I just shoot in 1 shot, but I ain't gonna kill you. I could just put it out for the dog to deal with you. That is how I do it. But nevertheless, that was just a little warning to the Bandit Association in Trinidad and Tobago and also to the homeowners. If you don't have a dog, get a dog. You won't die taking care of a dog, trust me. I've been doing it for years. Still living. So we're going on to the Minister of Education, Dr. Michael Dowlett, has declared the 2026 National School Panorama Finals a success. Speaking on Monday at Skinner Park, San Fernando, the minister noted that moves are being made to ensure music, specifically the steel pan, is accessible to all students. Michael.
We've had a fantastic turnout. We've had 10 schools that are coming up at the secondary school level. We've had 32 primary schools who entered the preliminaries, and we had finals with 12 of them. We had the Asia Special School that were special guests today, which was fantastic. And that shows that children, no matter what their learning challenges, that PAN can be that common element that will bring them out and allow them to have the same kind of camaraderie and fun. So today was a wonderful success. It's continuing. The students have had a great time. The parents, the supporters, and the environment here in San Fernando at Skinner Park has been a fantastic venue.
Also, viewers, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Alexander, who was also present, praised the event. Listen to this.
The energy was just off the charts. Everybody, the supporters from the schools, when each band went up to play, to watch all the families and the teachers and stuff come to the edge of the line and cheering, the whole energy was amazing. As Dr. Dowlett said, I mean, they've erased the boundaries that PAN is north or PAN is for PAN is everybody. PAN is Trinidad and Tobago.
So now, viewers, going forward, Minister Dowlett outlined his plans to place steel pan in the forefront of school curriculum, from preschools to secondary school, so that students will be able to express their intelligence in multiple ways. Minister.
So it is a motivating factor. You know how good it is when you play pan to know that you could come to school to do what you like, to have fun, and we're also going to make it as a part of the assessment process So you'll get even marks for your end of term exams by playing pan and music.
So viewers, the Holy Faith Convent in Penal took home the trophy and bragging rights in the secondary school category, while St. Margaret's Boys Anglican School once again tasted victory in the primary school category. So congratulations to both school and students, and we wish them the best in the coming years. On the heel of the opening, its newest branch in Guyana, Augustine Insurance Brokers has taken another major step in its 90-year journey, rebranding itself as AIB. The company recently launched its refreshed brand and tagline, signaling an aggressive push into the new market across the Caribbean. Managing Director of Augustine Insurance Broker, Edison Rahal, gave a renewed meaning to saying that change is constant in life. Oh, trust me, that is so true. Listen to this.
This is the AIB of today and the AIB of tomorrow, a natural evolution from the AIB of the past. From now on, you will just be called AIB. Our tagline is, with you, with strength. And this is our new, refreshed visual identity.
So Trinidad and Tobago, it is Augustine Insurance. My mistake, typo error, but nevertheless. The Managing Director, Brent Mitchell, explained that the rebranding is about adapting to the future. Listen to this one now.
This rebrand positions us to engage with markets that expect world-class service while staying true to the values that have defined AIB for 90 years. Our new brand represents...
So them, it's time now that I must say good night, Trinidad and Tobago. Our run of this program is tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. We'll be right here another night for another live. Until then, be safe.